Hello friends, welcome to my channel Debug Will. In this video tutorial, we'll learn about Entity Framework Core migration commands. Let's flip to Visual Studio. So I have already created ASP.NET Core web application. So I have already added one migration which is for employee. This is the employee class with ID and name, and this is linked to a database called Employee Management. Let's flip to SQL Server Management Studio. This is the database that the application is linked to. I already have one employee table. Let's start with adding a model and see how we can add that model to database. Let's name the model as student. We'll give two property ID and name. And next step is to add this model in the DB context. So inside persistence, this is employee management DB context. I'll add here student. All right. Let's flip to slide once. Initial step to add a migration is add hyphen migration and migration name. We'll go to package manager console. So let's add the migration, add hyphen migration, and we'll give a meaningful migration name. In this, we are adding a student table. So let's keep the name as student. If you notice this migration folder, now it has a student script also. After adding the migration, we need to update our database. So just by adding migration, the database has not been updated. We can check that in SQL Server Management Studio. So if I refresh this, you can see that I still don't see student table. So in order for student table to reflect here, we need to update our database. In package manager console, we update hyphen database. It says done. Now if we flip to SQL Server Management Studio and refresh our table, now we have the student table updated. Next command is remove migration. In certain scenario, you have created a model and you have added a migration, but you have not updated the database yet. In that scenario, you can use this command to revert the migration that you just now added. Let's see an example. Again, we'll add a model. Let's keep the name as fruit. We'll add two properties, ID and name. Let's add it in the DB context. Let's run the add migration command. Enter. Creation script for fruit table is added here. Suppose we want to make some changes. In this case, if you go to the SQL Server Management Studio, since we have not run the update database command, we don't have fruit table here. In this scenario, if you want to revert this change, we can use remove hyphen migration, enter. In the migration folder, now we do not have the script for creation of fruit table. We can make some changes to add one more column, create the migration, add migration fruit, enter. The script is created and it's updated. We have type column also, and now we can update the database. It says done. Let's flip to SQL Server Management Studio, refresh the table, and now we have the fruits table. Revert a migration. Suppose you already have updated the database, but you don't want certain migrations to be present there. In our scenario, suppose we don't want fruit and student migration anymore, but we already have fruit and student in our database, so we cannot use the previous command, which is remove hyphen migration. In this case, we'll have to use the update database. Update hyphen database, and we'll need to give the name up to which we want to downgrade. We don't want this fruit migration, we don't want the student, but we want to keep this employee migration. Employee. If you go to database and refresh, we only have employee table here. Students and fruits table are not here anymore. Create migration script. In certain scenario, you want to capture migration script for creating all these tables. You want to have one whole script for all these tables. You need to run script hyphen migration hyphen output and file name with .sql extension. So let's flip to Visual Studio. Script hyphen migration space hyphen output. space, a meaningful name for script, enter, and this is your entire script. So whatever the tables we have created for the database, we got the script for all those tables. Let's flip to the slide. Reverting all migrations. In certain scenario, you want to revert all the migrations. This one, then fruit, then student, employee migration. Update hyphen database with the name up to which we want to update. Since we want to update till the beginning employee table, we'll just use 0. Enter. Let's flip to SQL Server Management Studio and refresh. And now we don't have any table in this database. That's it, guys. I hope you like my videos. Click on like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.